Hello, I am Umbrenero and welcome back to Umbrenero's Life. Today's video is building an outro for my life channel. So, throughout the month of December, if you've watched a video on this channel to its entirety, you may have seen a little video at the very end. Well, this is how I made that video, and it's very similar to the one I made for my gaming channel, because it just is. Like, why break something that is working for you? But let's get right on into this. So, my life channel is somewhat opposite of my gaming channel. My gaming channel is dark, neon, stuff like that. Over here, it is more of the lighter colors. So I went with a basic white background with a very light gray border because it's not the same stuff that's on my gaming channel, which is what it is. But as for colors, I mostly use the pastel or light colors over on this channel. And when I was thinking about that, I'm like, all right, how can I do this to make this work well for me? So, my general thought was, at first, I honestly wanted to have bubbles on the background because I'm like, that sounds like fun. That is something different and for me, and it's something that I just think would be a lot of fun. Well, I didn't want to go through the process of hand drawing every individual bubble. One, because I was not using my drawing tablet, and two, I was just using the computer and the mouse. I was not wanting to try to draw it. So, this outro had a lot of trial and error when it came to deciding what background design I was going to do. So it was like, all right, well, let's look at this. Let's grab a color and say this is good enough to test with and things like that. So it's like, all right, colors picked very quickly. It's like, well, this is too small and it's kind of similar to what I just did for my gaming channel. All right, well, let's try not to fully do this one. Let's see, if I make it bigger, does that change anything? Nope, not really. Like I said, this one was a lot more trial and error just to figure out what I was wanting. Because my initial plan did not work. But who knows, maybe that'll be an eventual plan. But no, so I experimented off and on for a bit here. And it's like, well, these colors will work, but this brush will not. So I started going through all of the brushes that I had, and it's like, all right, one of these should kind of give me what I'm wanting. It's like, nope, not this one. Check the next. Nope, too small. What's this one doing? Nope. I'm like, ooh, well, wait a second. What's this one have? Oh, that's grass. I don't really need that. And it just took a bit. Like, I knew there were certain brushes that I have that would work really well for this, but it's like, what were they called again? So it was like, Well, what's this one doing? Oh, no, this isn't what I need. Let's go check the next one. Nope, that's not it. Sometimes you really don't know until you go and try. Then I found a snowflake one, and it's like, ooh, I like this, but it's not what I need right now. But I have to say, the longest part to this one for designing it was just finding the right brush to do something that I felt fit this channel. And I will say that next year, there might be more crafty stuff. From what I have roughly figured out, that might be the case, but we'll find out next year for sure. But I kept on trying a few different brushes, made some of them bigger just to see how they looked. Found this one, and I was like, this is like watercolor that has dripped. I'm like, that's kind of good. I'm gonna keep looking just in case, but I finally found something that felt like, yeah, this might work. But I still wanted to test a couple others and just see. If any of the other ones kind of had the feeling that would work too. And it's like, well, this is just falling leaves. It's okay. Not quite what I'm wanting. Like, what's this? Oh, that's not gonna work because that brings in other colors that are not the ones I want. So by this point, I'm like, I think I want to do those watercolor drips because all of the other brushes I have looked at so far haven't really excited me in the sense of this is kind of what I want. So I upped the size and started adding them. And you know what? I'm not perfect when I do my painting, be it watercolor, acrylics, and stuff like that. So the fact that it's a little chaotic, but also feels right, it works for me. So we got to the main paintbrush that I was going to use. And I kept on a-going. I wanted this one to be a little bigger, but not too big, and you can't always win when it comes to playing with graphics. You can't always win, but you can try. So added a couple more in, and I'm like, this feels chaotic enough for me. Because sometimes chaos is just what you do need. But now I'm like, alright, I want to bring some of the elements that I had on my gaming outro to this one. So, quickly typed everything up. And it automatically went to the font that I had for the other one because I did this not long after that one. So, it is what it is. And I found one that just felt like me. But once this was all done, all that was left was adding the music for it and a little bit of a voiceover, which you will get to see at the end of this video, because that's where it ends up going. But there it is, another goal from the last couple years done. So, thanks for watching, and if you could like and subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated. Again, thank you for watching, and until next time, I am Umbrenero. Bye!